Ouch, as if electric vehicles needed yet another nail in the coffin. Good evening, welcome back, always a pleasure to have you. Now I want to talk this evening about some of the big changes taking place in the world of car insurance. Quite important changes actually, because ultimately they're very likely to affect us all, whether or not you drive an EV. Now for the uninitiated, what am I going on about here? Well, this. Electric car insurance premiums set to soar. The introduction of Vehicle Risk Rating (VRR) system could send the cost of insuring EVs in Chinese-made cars skyrocketing. VRR will eventually replace the group-based system of insurance. That's where it goes to between 1 and 50, that's what we've got at the moment, which bands vehicles into 50 separate premium categories. 5 key categories go into the VRR rating, including performance, damageability, safety, security, and repairability. That's the one that's going to catch EVs out, because more often than not, EVs can be very, very difficult to repair or impossible to repair. With the old insurance system, this was never really factored in, but it has become a major reason as to why we've seen insurance costs steadily increase for us all over the past few years, regular cars included. The Association of British Insurers puts that increase at 34% up to the end of 2023, so it is fairly significant. As Chris Rosamond of Auto Express puts it, if you get a golf ball sized dent in the battery casing of your new EV, for example, there is no sort of technical reference available for insurers to be able to say with 100% certainty that a repair has fixed that and returned it to, effectively, its original condition. And that is exactly correct. We've seen 6-month-old EVs come in with indented speed hump scuffs, we'll call them scuffs, on the battery casing, and those cars have been written off because there's no way to be sure that it can be repaired correctly. And the alternative to not being repaired correctly isn't that the car will break down or just not work. If that battery is compromised, the most likely outcome is a hard to control fire, so no one is willing to take that risk, understandably. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this, but I do believe these changes could be quite positive in theory. Stick with me on that. There's 2 reasons for it. Number 1, it does accurately identify the added insurance burden that an EV poses, I believe. Not only are they much more likely to be written off, but according to Thatcham, they typically cost around 25% more to fix. That's in cases where they are repairable. Currently, we're all paying for this through our inflated insurance costs. Number 2, it forces manufacturers to build better, more repairable cars, as they should be in the first place. With the old system, the fact that the cars were so hard to fix was kind of masked, but now anyone looking to sell products here in the UK, including the cheap Chinese influx, is going to need to build them with a bit of repairability and longevity in mind, or they're going to be nigh on uninsurable. This should probably have been accounted for and made up as part of a government policy, but insurance driven will do. Whatever, one way or another. Now, there is an argument to say, well, it's still going to push up all our insurance costs, because what if you crash into one of these hard-to-repair EVs, or what if it catches fire while sat next to your car? But even your most dedicated, virtuous, gold star-wearing EV driver is not going to want a car that costs a fortune to insure or isn't able to be insured, so we're likely to have less of them out there on the roads in the first place. What are your thoughts on this? Is it positive, these changes, or do you disagree and think that this spells bad news for everyone? Do let me know in the comments section below. We've prompted some really good discussions on videos just like this one, and as always, remember, when you're buying your next car, remember to make use of the 15% discount voucher for Vehicle Score in the description below. These are HPI checks that will give you a full history report on any car you're buying, or make use of their free tool to find out the good and bad points. But as ever, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.